south, north or south. We all want people, yes, no doubt. I can hear all the children cry so loud. We need peace in Nigeria. We don't want no war. We don't want no war. All we need is peace. Peace in Nigeria. We don't want no war. We don't want no war. All we need is peace. Peace in Nigeria.
See, nobody want it for war. Unity, peace, and a one accord. We don't tire for the talk, never do. We don't want peace of mind that we want money too. Igba melo la feka. Don't you see what don't pay one talika? Hati badura koda ti delu meka. Hope everybody go America. So mighty God, show us your mercy. We don't learn our lesson. We need your blessing. I say mighty God, show us your mercy. We need your blessing. Make you stop all the stressing.
We don't want no war. We don't want no war. All we need is peace. Peace in Nigeria. We don't want no war. We don't want no war. All we need is peace. Peace in Nigeria. We don't want no war. We don't want no war. We don't want no war. All we need is peace. We don't want no war. We don't want no war. We don't want no war. All we need is peace.
We don't want no war. We don't want no war. We don't want no war. All we need is peace. We don't want no war. We don't want no war. We don't want no war. All we need is peace.
I like it, Paris beat.
We don't want no war. We don't want no war. All we need is peace. We don't want no war. We don't want no war. We don't want no war. All we need is peace.
Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Jehovah, we call your name. We no get any place to go. Jehovah, we call your name. You fit turn our tears to joy. Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Oh.
Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Jehovah, we call your name. We don't get any place to go. Jehovah, we call your name. You fit on our tears to joy. Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Oh.
Me, I don't come to talk, oh. You must do my own, oh. Na Ninja matter, bring me come. My fatherland take for kata kata. Suffer too much. Jehovah change the status quo. Ewo, Jehovah change the status quo. Jehovah,
Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Jehovah, we call your name. We not get any place to go. Jehovah, we call your name. You fit on our tears to joy. Jehovah, we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Oh.
see the bandits they come, oh. I been a Boko Haram, oh, ewo. Na so bombings time they rain and left it all gate and for white paper. Kill it too much. Jehovah change the status quo. Ewo, Jehovah change the status quo. Jehovah,
we call your name. Ninja people, they call your name. Jehovah, we call your name. We not get any place to go. Jehovah, we call your name. You fit on our tears to joy. Jehovah, we call your name. Naija people, they call your name. Oh.
We go come out from trouble.
Amen.
We go come out from crisis.
Amen.
We come out from corruption.
Amen.
We go come out from killings.
Amen.
We come out from kidnappings.
Amen.
We go come out from failure.
Amen.
We come out from bad economy. We come out from divisions. I say we go come out from trouble. Oh.
Amen.
We go come out from crisis.
Amen.
We come out from corruption.
Amen.
We go come out from killings.
Amen.
We come out from kidnappings.
Amen.
We go come out from failure.
Amen.
We come out from bad economy. We come out from divisions.
Amen. Jehovah, we call you.
Jehovah, we call you, Lord. We call you, Lord. We call you, Lord. We call you, Lord. Change our status quo, Lord. Change our situations. Change 'em, change 'em, change 'em. We don't tire for troubles. We don't tire for suffer. We don't tire for failure. We don't tire for killings. We don't tire.
A popular saying in Nigeria goes that at the time a cockerel matures, it begins to crow to tell the world the time of day. This makes a crucial premise for all of us who have come of age, the youths, to lend our voices to a nation set to flip a new page, like the chance to vote and be voted for, whether being a youth, a woman, or a person with disability, and to do this in unity. And to anyone who hasn't been confident enough to exercise these rights, I beg, step out of the dark and come into the light. I mean, your participating in the electoral process is significant, a moment to behold, like that cock crowing in the morning to tell about a difference. No sit down look. Do something that will count today and be in tomorrow's books. The elections are coming. Register for and get your voter's card, your power card. As a citizen, and especially as a young lady or lad, lend your voice, use your voice, talk, say, and tell the world the time of day.
All right, welcome back. You know, we had to move from the radio and come on TV because I told you I want to put face on the voices you have been listening to. So, of course, in the studio this morning, it's still morning, very soon we'll get to know them and we'll continue the conversation. So I still have Mr. T with me in the studio, and of course I have Dr. Morgan. Yes. This time. This time you decided to use your yeah, these two great men want my younger self that, you know, my career is still very young. We did the naming ceremony how many days ago, but they just want me to come and say that. But I understand that is the rule of the game. So I know. So I have Tokunbo Ojekule by my right here. Tokunbo, welcome to TV once again. We're on TV this morning, and it was a great one.
Thank you.
I love how you analyze your stuff.
And I love the way you call questions.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege for someone like you to, you know,
I need to learn from you.
And of course, I have Dr. Morgan Obona, is African football consultant, and of course, you know a lot about African politics, Nigerian politics. But here today is Nigerian matters, election matters, and what we're talking. Dr. Morgan, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. And yes, I think we're talking about Nigeria. That is the future where it lies. That is where it belongs to us.
Thank you very much. So before, you know, this conversation we're bringing on TV now, we started from radio, I mean Star FM. So in case you don't know, Star FM MITV's own, you know, is the same organization, you know. But then we decided to come on TV and continue this conversation. So you can also tune your radio frequency to Star 101.5 FM, DSTV 869, or better still, you leave it on MITV. And of course, if you need to go on DSTV, MITV's DSTV channel 255. So, we started a conversation with Dr. Morgan while he was coming. The youth is so on the road. The way we anticipated 2023 general election since the primary election where we had last year has been very, very interesting. It's just politics right now interests so many people that they want to participate. And the way the youth showed up, like you mentioned, the certain percentage I said when it comes to registered voters, the youth had large number of registered voters then. And then, unfortunately, when it was coming, it's a couple of Nigerian youth playing football on the street. And one of them, according to Dr. Morgan, said, he wants to play for Real Madrid, his future. But the father is a football consultant. He understood more what this person was referring to. And then after a brief interrogation or ask questions, he discovered the youth seems to lost hope in Nigeria politics. And that's where we are starting from. Like I said on radio, sir, when it comes to hope in Nigeria, it takes different actors to help us to have hope. Like we all know that a tree can never make a forest, and Rome was not built in a day. And one of the people who helps in keeping the hope alive in Nigeria when it comes to election and politics, we talk about the main electoral commission, the Independent National Electoral Commission. Yeah, but the last election seems to have some kind of I don't understand, it's like this. But I know in a football final, somebody must carry the cup. Somebody must become a champion. So now let's talk about INEC playing, the hope. Oh, I don't know how to put it now, but I'm with my fathers, so they would always help me out. What have they played? How are they playing it? Because they come out to tell us the decision of election. They calculate the number and say, oh, this is the person who won the election. Do we trust INEC? Because it's like they are the one who is telling us this is the hope you want. This is the hope you want. But now, do you think the last result of election, like one of our correspondent, Mofe, called and told us that, there's a low turnout from the youth somewhere around Shomolu, Lagos State, right? So I want to ask, is this like as a result of what happened in the presidential general election just concluded? And is it affecting us? What do you think? I'll start from you, Dr. Morgan.
Well, it's very interesting because, like you rightly said in the morning, that the turnout has been very low at the upper time, and because of what really happened. Though, like I was saying, that they get a bubble busted in this sense that because prior to the 25th February election, there was a high level of expectation. The enthusiasm was very high, and there was a lot of tech correspondence. There was a lot of anticipation. When you get to that point, you well to that crescendo and get to that point. But unfortunately, before getting to where they have, like you rightly said, majority of them, or most of them, they got what not even expected. If the results were transmitted according to how we were made to understand 63 times by INEC, that the result is going to be transmitted from the preview to the INEC before everything. I don't think we would not have experienced the current situation we are having, where there is a youth of apathy and the rest. But despite all that, hope is not lost. Like we said, hope is a creation of anticipation in the minds, like you hope that you want to hold to something onto the horizon. But for me, at this point in time, what I want to say is that there's a lot of misfeelings. That is the right word I want to use. There's a lot of misfeelings. Misfeeling in the sense that people have thought that, this is how they want. And just like we say in football, there must be a winner. But unfortunately, INEC has no VAR. So these are VAR here should be this gubernatorial election.
I think the VAR is what the parties are calling to go and confirm.
Yeah, but that is it's already a fait accompli. It's already an accomplished thing. We cannot talk about it now because for me it's part of the process. I agree, but then the hope is not totally lost. We have a count of 220 million, and we expected that despite all what there should be a way to adjust. We have to readjust. Because the drawing board is full, they're going to create another angle, add to the board, and we go back to that drawing board again, just like on the T, like we said.
Thank you very much, Dr. Morgan. Now I'll come back to Mr. T. Mr. T, what's your view about what Morgan said?
Yes, I'm going to drive through the analogy of the football match.
Okay.
No matter how badly we feel about a match, the referee's call is always final. The referee's call
It's always fun.
Reason being, even FIFA will tell you they will respect the referee's
Decisions.
Yes, in any situation. We have been fortunate to have IMEC in place. As I tell you, I said it earlier, Nigeria is not a small fry. It's a huge market. Nigeria's market is so huge that the intricacies of not only governorship, of governance rather, okay, or in fact living, they don't come by the roadside cheap. Once we know that we have a large nation to control, and by the way, I'm proud to be a Nigerian. Even looking at what Africa is, I'm still proud. No matter what anybody can tell me anything, Nigeria is still Nigeria. So I have schooled myself to believe that there must be a referee. There must be a referee. Who is a referee?
The INEC.
INEC.
The INEC, yes.
We may fault the processes of procedure, which honestly is another opportunity this time around to get it right. So we are going to wait, we shall all wait and see it happen. We cannot take laws into our hands. INEC is changing, is a changing pattern, is metamorphosed, it is moving, it's not static. Neither do we have people who will fill in. The people who are there today, it's not a life appointment that the head of the chairman has.
Of course, their days are numbers.
Yes, it's not. But for crying out loud, we must support them to succeed. And the only way you can succeed with them, okay, is to believe what they are doing, point out the procedures that are wrong, lead them to change. This particular election, they have been told, I'm sure the court even ruled, that make sure you upload results as they are coming in. They know they have to do it. That's one thing for me. So we must believe. Now you are dragging to the youth thing, but we'll talk about that later.
Yes.
Because we must believe in what we have to get it right.
I want to come. I want to come to a very reasonable understanding now, because I picked something from what Dr. Morgan was saying, and trust me, I picked something from what Mr. T said. Now, talking about INEC guidelines and talking about INEC decisions, I believe personally that INEC don't have the power to make decisions for us, the people. INEC only conclude our decision and pull it out. We make the decision to say, I want to. Then majority carries the vote. INEC conclude and tell us, okay, the people who made A decision won the election. The people who made B decision would have to come back in the next 4 years. But people have forgotten that there's a difference between the Electoral Act 2022 and a difference between electoral guidelines. Now, electoral guidelines, I believe, is not law, is not constitutionalized. It is a guideline that INEC gave out to say, this is how I'm going to project this election.
The way to go.
Yes. But people forgot that during the process of election, transferring results and transmitting results, there could be change. Their guidelines might not be guiding them themselves. They might need to okay, there's an impromptu change. We can't go by this way. Because I remember vividly that INEC came out to say during the presidential coalition, INEC said, oh, we have a lot of people trying to hack in our sites. Oh, don't upload results yet. They want us to upload, they will hack. And if you're following the program on radio, there was a particular place where Mr. T said, Rio, have they hacked any of your stores before? Yes.
Have you ever been hacked?
Have you ever been hacked? Yes. Thank you very much. And they hacked his own bank account. They hacked so many things. They've hacked my Facebook account before. So the probability of people trying to hack in INEC server is very, very high. And INEC said, according to INEC said, people were trying to hack from Asia, from European countries, from American countries, from Africa, and of course, Nigeria. And we battle with the issue of technology, fraudulence, fraudsters, the Yahoo, and everything kind of boils down together. Now, the people forgot that INEC gave a guideline, and guideline can be changed on the spot. But the Electoral Act, as long as it has been signed and passed to law by the Senate, and of course signed by Mr. President, cannot be tampered with. So people forgot also that INEC have 7 days to upload results. They have 7 days to transmit what they saw, as long as they are still counting. So I think there was no proper orientation and sensitization to the people to make them understand, like, go and read about this well. Maybe that now brought about, oh, they did not upload results, what is going on, to the extent that one of the former senators in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Dino Malaye, did something similar to what Erubebe did during the time of when they unseated Jonathan, right? And then he came out to say this and that. So I don't know, do we have to pass more knowledge to the people, to exercise more patience to the referee, like you call the INEC, or we still need to be going back and front saying, no, INEC is this, INEC is that? Now, is INEC really building our confidence in them, transmitting our result for us? Mr. T, let me start from you.
Thanks so much for bringing all that, the broad those out. But you see, the problem is this. The problem is this. There is a law. There are guidelines. Guidelines will assess procedures, okay, and make processes move. If those guidelines are firmly done, and we can see them, and we believe in them, and you said something, and I remember, we communicate in clear terms. I do not know how the structures have been within INEC, but I think there should be a notepad now for them, or for us in INEC, because we all own INEC.
Of course.
For us to go back to the small notebook and write there now that communication should be key. You make communication available to people. You have a routine of radio stations, TV stations to do all these things. INEC must also campaign.
INEC must also campaign.
INEC must campaign.
Because we have billions of naira budgeted for this
You just must campaign to let people understand. And once you are campaigning to let people understand, right, you know what you're doing? You're also teaching yourself and teaching yourself. These are the loopholes. We must guard against it. That is psychology of it. You have to give it to people. Let's spread it out. Let them know. People do not know. You walk into the marketplace. When does it go? Go into the shopping areas. Go there. Go to Alaba. Go to Magboro. Go there. Just walk there. Walk inside there. Sit down as if you want to buy things and hear them. They trap so mundane things. You feel like sitting them down, taking them back to school to lecture them again. It's the truth. That is, we will say generally in our palace, that is where the knowledge takes them. That's the level where they are, because they do not know. People don't know. I'm not saying it to condescend or berate them, no. But they do not know.
Because you will agree with me, I think we'll have more rural areas than urban areas.
Oh, we do. Okay, listen. During the, I don't want to go back, but during the Naira Wahala, designs Wahala, do you know that it will shock you that people in my locality downtown, outside the state, local place, they knew about the change.
They knew about it.
They knew about the change. They actually said people came from the CBN to impart that knowledge.
Wow.
They worked to let them know this is going on. This is what is going to happen. This is what is going to happen. Now, you get my reference. You get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Now, I'm not comparing one institute to another, or institution rather to another institution. All I'm saying is nothing beats communication.
Nothing.
Nothing beats it. This is the book, or see the book, or this is what we are going to do. This is how we are going to do it. And then questions can come. You know, when John, I can't remember which election we had. I think the one before 99 or the one for 99, I think, where we were inundated positively by regular interviews being conducted on the NTA, I remember, about with the INEC officials. It was a weekly thing. It was a weekly thing, and the man would come, or the people would come, explain this is going to happen. In fact, at a point in time, we saw backdrops of the Nigerian graph. They were actually moving this from this stage where when we finish here, this is where we are going. People saw these things. You recall, Doc?
Yeah,
People saw those things. Yeah. People saw these things. So open these things up. It is not secret anymore. The young ones, listen, that's where the problem is. I agree with you that they are extremely edgy. You used the word the other time, although I want us to be careful. They have lost hope, I mean, come on. It's too small, this is example, to make you lose hope on the general thing. But leave it like that. They have lost hope. What do we now do to bring them back on track? What do we do to bring them back on track? And how do we do it? Why? Give them hope. Let them see that these things are transparent. It's open. You're not hiding anything anymore. And then you carry them along. But leadership is key.
Morgan, you have something to say?
Yes, I wanted to compliment on what that Tia just said, talking about the INEC, about the guidelines, and using the football analogy in the playing field. They are having the guidelines. But like I said earlier on radio when you were talking, I said that INEC have done the preparation, but they didn't do the plan for a return logistic in case something goes wrong. And that is all the effect of a lack of adequate planning, and we are not being able to foresee. We are living in a very vulnerable situation with a high level of uncertainty and full of ambiguity and the rest. So you should be able to plan when you are planning this type of operational thing, which is not cast on stone. You should make that provision. Then the issue of the communication we are all talking about. I think if I want to score the level of communication, the communication of INEC was just a peripheral to the level of the capital cities. We had in those days what we used to call MANSA, which was like a national orientation.
We have them now too.
Now we have them as a
National Orientation Agency.
I don't think they have been able to do anything, because I remember in the rural area they used to go there with this Land Rover and cinema and educate people. It's just like having, it's a synonym to what we used to have in the village, town criers. INEC have not been able to have town criers, literally speaking. That is why there's a lot of disconnect on the information. Yes.
All right, Dr. Morgan, I would like to go quickly to the street of Lagos. And displaying on your screen is the People's Democratic Party gubernatorial candidate casting his vote in his own locality. Yes, so we have a couple of videos and pictures to show you about how election is going. That is Olajide Adediran Jandor, the PDP gubernatorial candidate. You have a couple of things like that. Like I also have the video, a picture of the former governor of Osun State, Boyega Oyetola, casting his vote. My producer can please put that on, so that if you're home and you've not casted your vote, you should go on time. However, there's a time limit for voting. You know how? And that's why it's very significant for you to always read guidelines, before you go. It's a major football match in Nigeria today. Different clubs are playing. Clubs in Lagos, clubs in Osun State, and coming. So before I cut in with Morgan, I have something I jotted down from the conversation I got from Mr. T, but I'd like to direct it to you. But when Mr. T was talking, you were able to mention a name about the leadership of INEC. I mean, maybe the then, what they called them then,
yes,
before INEC, Nadeko or
before
INEC, Dr. Electoral Umpire.
There used to be a name.
Yes, I remember them.
That I want to go something federal. But it was your generation.
Yeah, it was not
our own generation is Independent Electoral Commission.
Sounds like federal.
Yes, maybe fair. Yes, because I know there is something.
I know there was one Professor Henry Bonsu.
Federal election.
Some federal election.
Okay, let me not disturb my elders. Let me not disturb my. Let me not disturb my elders. Apologies for stressing you mentally. Let's come back to the program. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. If you call me, Robin Emmanuel, to say, let's say I happen to be the president of Nigeria, and I want to elect, because when it comes to, there's some position in this country that I feel it should not be by appointment. It should be by merit. It's my own little knowledge, by the way. Let's talk about the Inspector General of Police. We'll talk about the Independent Electoral Commission Chairman. We'll talk about the ICPC. We'll talk about the military, you know. And let me now use INEC as an example. I'm a president, and I appoint Mr. T as INEC chairman. And then I made you who you are in that place. There is something, you know, I don't know, emotions always come in that one. You don't want to work against me partially. Somehow, you want to be rational. You want to be disciplined. But at the same time, something is cutting your you know, your instinct that this person gave me this job. And if he wins first time, second time, it might change me if otherwise, you know. And I like, yeah. So I feel like there is independent National Electoral Commission. There are permanent secretaries. There are people in that place. Okay, we'll come back to this conversation. Can you see on your TV screen, Mr. T? This is a masquerade coming to cast the vote. How?
No. This is a makeup.
This is a makeup? Maybe, but it must show his face. It must show his face. The beaver should get it. No, this is really election.
Where is this?
Okay, my producer, you can please get me the location of this particular place.
That's a serious thing.
It's not even the ancestors want to change in the country.
I think, guys, we can see a compromise system whereby, because how was it captured in the beavers?
That's what I'm saying. That the face model. I'm sure the thumbprint. There's a thumbprint.
No. It's giving us a lot of.
You can bring that picture on the screen for me.
I doubt that.
Let me say.
That's a picture, but it's not moving.
That's the picture. This is a picture, but then I can't say the Electoral Commission.
Because there's every possibility that the beavers was done, and this guy now wore his mask to go do that.
Yes, I was just about to say that, because they will not allow him go cover his face, not showing his, but his fingerprints.
This is to set on the sunlight platform aglow. You know, when you see this is the first thing that registers to you. Meanwhile, what happened prior to this shot being taken?
Yeah, that is one thing we don't always get to know, because I noticed one thing in Nigeria. You will see a long interview of 5 minutes, then you just see bloggers cut off 30 seconds. That that can cause chaos outside, and that's very complicated. And just because they want to say their
my take on this picture, I think we need to really verify whether it is actually real.
It is real.
Or otherwise. Photoshop. Because for me, I don't see. Maybe I stand to be corrected whether in any of the electoral out or the guidelines
that this should happen.
This we can have a veiled person.
All right. As the program continues,
if he was a female veil, I think the other way around, we thought that.
But this is in Nigerian culture. We always know. Let's assume this is drama, and let's assume we will still get a video. Yes, we will still get a video that shows the face of one of our ancestors. So to say, yes. So the masquerade we just saw. So let's come back to the program. I was talking about appointing someone. So I was coming to, in Independent National Electoral Commission, you have maybe permanent secretary, you have somebody who is next to be the chairman. But I feel there can be merit and examination before the appointment comes. Not like me just becoming the president and I say, oh, Dr. Morgan, I saw the work you were doing. I think you are not biased. You are rational enough to come and lead them and I gave you appointment, and then same thing with every government parastatals. And I feel the same thing still boils down when you go to the ministerial appointment. You will see somebody who doesn't know anything about a particular office. In this country, there was a person giving a ministerial appointment, and it came on newspapers. I don't know anything about this ministry. And after a while, they kept him short. Continue your work, continue, because we believe in political compensation in Africa, and that has not really helped our development. So it still boils down to, how do we have hope in someone that was appointed by someone who wants him to conduct election to his own favor? So what's your take about it, Dr. Morgan?
I think for me, it's a very clear shot. Where we are talking about a conflict of morality, ethics, and the psychology of appointment. Those are 3 elements level. That are the 3 levels I need to look at it in that area. Like you rightly said, somebody who pays the piper may decide the tune. That is what the analogy is. But like an institution like INEC, which is a parastatal and is an independent body.
Sorry to call to Dr. Morgan. This is Babajide Sanwo-Olu's polling unit, the executive governor of Lagos State, also vying for a second term to still remain in the office. And that is the face of the governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, at his own polling unit, Lagos Highland there. And I think that's encouraging enough. You know, seeing we saw this particular place initially, and then he was not there as at that time, but now he's there now. And we hope this will encourage other people to come out, because your candidates are coming out. We've seen. Okay, let's quickly hear what Babajide Sanwo-Olu has to say after he casted his votes.
Understand that this process is not meant to be a process of violence. Election that leads to a democratic process is the best form of a validation of what true democracy should be about. And so I want to reiterate again that this contest is about peace, is about progress, is about prosperity for our state and our country at large. Just to say that I'm excited and I'm happy to be here, and I want to ask that all of our voters, all of our citizens should just remain vigilant. You know, if you see anything, say something, and just all let's come out, you know, and exercise our right freely, devoid of any form of acrimony or any form of protest or any form of intimidation. That is not acceptable as a government. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa.
All right, welcome back to Election Matters. That is the Executive Governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the APC gubernatorial candidate, has casted his vote. Of course, Mr. T has, a different sight about it, but we already showed the People's Democratic Party candidate, however, as the executive governor of the state, regardless whatever thing is happening, because if you listen to what he's saying, he's trying to condemn any form of violence. Yes, so I think he needs to talk. We need to hear from him, regardless what the election result is. He should always come outside to address people and let people know it's not.
Yes, at this point, he still remains the chief security officer of the state.
Of course.
So you have to ensure that the proper thing is.
I think even after the election, he's still in the office 3 months before the exchange of power.
If there's anything. But for me, that is what we are saying. So I think we go back to talking about the appointment, ethics, morality, and capacity.
Okay.
I think which one could use 3 elements to define a particular situation, which I think the 3 C's, the character. And so he said character, pretense,
character,
competence and capacity. Those 3 C form the bedrock or whatever appointment, whatever assignment has been given to do. Like you rightly said, we are only trying to reason it in our own cultural perspective of recompensation of somebody who gives you an appointment. With some analysts, some political stomachist, the theory of somebody who has taken care of stomachist. So for me, looking at that type of situation, if you are being assigned to do a particular job, irrespective of whosoever, there must be a channel for somebody to do. You got to produce what tomorrow can leave a legacy. Any assignment given to you is a legacy training. What have you been able to perform? What have you been able to do? It's not the fact because Mr. T gave me an appointment whenever he's not doing the right thing, I need to say no because I need to go back to him. No, it doesn't work like that. Things don't work like that. So capacity here in terms of the competence has nothing to do who puts you there. It has nothing to do how you got there. What we are trying to do is that what are the deliverables? What have been your KPI taking that position? Your key performance indicators vis-a-vis what you're supposed to deliver. This is what the people want to know. For me, as far as I am concerned at this appointment of the INEC chairman and this thing. Fine. It's well certificated, if I were to use the word certificated. It's a done, it's a prop. But at this point in time, the bus stop at if the institution are not being able to do well, like most of what international observers have said, it still go back to him. Like I pick up one thing, how do we now refrain from what he has done? That is the question. We have to keep on doing the same thing. And like you rightly said, from what the analogy we are putting up in the movies, that tells you that there's a polarized system. Because you mentioned the civil service that most of our appointment because multi-party affiliate, relation affiliate, in-laws, political compensation, funeral attendance, reference letters. Those are all the people that get appointment. The question that we put the competence, which Mr. T talked about. No, we talk about the capacity. What are the capacity you have? Like Professor Lumumba will tell you of Kenya, will tell you that the African leaders are only concerned about ceremonies of where to attend funerals and weddings of their So if you come to a situation, yes, you come to a situation whereby you will not be able to do what exactly you are there. We refuse to look at office work or political office as a call to service. We will not be able to look at it as a call to leave a legacy. We will not be able to look at it as a call for me to have a wider name. This is why the INEC is being faulted. Because they have told the world 68 times in press conference, even prior to the election, that INEC is ready. And the whole Nigerian supported INEC. And everybody supported INEC.
Plus, you know, we saw the sample of election
meeting at Chatham. Even the meeting at Chatham House. Even the meeting at Chatham House, where Yakubu Muhammad told us,
was there.
Say INEC. So we built that confidence on INEC. So everybody came out, the youth came out, the adult came out, the age. Everybody said, no, this is a time for us to participate. Okay. Because, so if at the end of the day, and we have from international observers and the rest, that it was like it was not what you were, what Professor Reta would say, the taste of ashes.
They created too much of expectation.
So the expectation is not there. That means the competence level which we talk about is not there. The capacity we are talking about do not realize.
Okay, Dr. Morgan, thank you very much. Like I'm beginning to feel like I'm in a class. I've been jotting, and I love it so much because it will help my career. Thank you very much. So, Mr. T, I want to direct a question to you. You have just given me a fact. Not like those words are strange to me. They are familiar words: character, competence, capacity. That is 3 C's. Now, I will now come to ask you a question because we want to take calls and hear from our people, our viewers, and people who have gone out to vote. So after this conversation with Mr. T, we'll open the phone line. Then we will hear from you before we go on a short break, and Tom will join me on the set again. But before that, Mr. T, 3 C's. Let's go back to election that they've conducted in Nigeria since the First Republic, the Second Republic, the abortive Third Republic, and that's the MK Abiola, to the Fourth Republic, 1999, and we are here till then. What is the shortfall of INEC? What do you think there will be more improvement coming to technology? Once upon a time, we do not use technology. Even now that we are using technology, that paper is still involved. Yes. We did not eradicate the paper totally. We just want to use Beaver to the accreditation and or authentic voters, but the paper is still there. We still count 1, 2, 2. So I need you to quickly, tell us what have there been any improvement or what do you think?
You take me way back. There has been improvement. Good. There has been improvement, I must tell you, because prior to the Beavers thing, we had cases of where after you have used your voter card to move into the polling booth, used it for your own voting.
It used to be a temporary voter's card once upon a time before it became PVC.
When you left the polling booth, you stopped by my house, hand the card over to
you. You go and use it too.
I will go and use it.
No work.
Yes, I will do. It was really bad. In some areas, we even saw underage voting. Okay, underage voting was very problem. We didn't have online issues. Social was.
We wouldn't even know who is transmitting
Instagram,
results.
nothing was not there.
There was no social media.
But the newspaper photographers would get you still short of underage people voting. So for me, when I heard of the Beavers, I studied it up and I said, okay, fine. So you go there, it accredits you
Okay.
It makes you come in, okay? And then you do what you want to do and you go. So to me it was fine. Again, going back, we had cases, problems with appointments.
Appointment in the Independent Electoral Commission.
Precisely, yes.
Okay.
And other appointments. But this one, I'm going to shock you by letting you know that sometimes the appointments from the past were actually deliberate.
You go there so that
the man in charge at the top, okay, understands that this is my farm. I have to protect it. So I'm going to get somebody.
But it wasn't like that in the case of Jonathan and Atai.
No, well, it took me back. I'm coming there.
You are still coming
He's
there.
taking the
Yeah, I'm
sequence.
taking, yeah, it's a gradual
He's
thing.
taking the sequence.
Yes. So you see, in those days, you would have those things coming, and it was big thing to have to place you as a chairman of FEDECO. That's big. You know, they knew you had,
Yes.
they knew you had the strength and you had whatever to do things, but the character, you don't know. Number one. Two, you mentioned something earlier, and I'm going to stay with it. That how do I sit back? In fact, doctor also mentioned it. How do I sit back after having gotten this appointment from this man? How do I join the league of those who criticize him?
Very difficult.
It is.
Very, very difficult.
It is
I
a
know,
problem
from the human point of view.
on character as well. So, if you want a problem to be solved, okay, as the head of government or whatever, you look for people who can really rational minds, who can. So we had some appointments way back when the late Taishola, God bless his soul, was made chairman of People's Bank. You know, and it was really a strong critique of government. Very. But they appointed him. Everybody looked at him. Where is that? Nobody saw that come. Nobody saw it come. As another appointment.
We saw road safety.
We saw road safety where we brought
Professor Wole Sheikah.
Yes. And they will come do their bits and then they will go and there's no problem about it. So with time, where are we going? But you know, we are difficult people. We are too difficult to convince on things.
Mr. T, I won't say we are difficult. We are just gullible people. We are just very hungry in quotes, minded people, whereby we see government appointment as landed your Eldorado.
Okay, Dr. Morgan, we have Mofe. Mofe is back. That's one of our correspondents giving us information from the street of Lagos, to be precise. Mofe.
Yes.
Mofe, please, what's the update now from where you at? Where you at the moment? Can you confirm your location?
Okay, I just left Church Street, Shomolu local government.
Okay.
There was said to be some fracas where one of the candidates went to bring in some stuff, but that has been resolved and voting is back.
Did you say one of the candidates went to bring in some stuff?
Yes, that was what was purported to have happened. But somehow the people of Shomolu, I must say that I'm quite impressed at the way they handled it and they just quelled the situation immediately. So voting is back. So I'm heading to Koshofe local government just to let you know that nothing to worry about. People are going about their daily duties, voting, and everything is fine.
So you can confirm for us that Shomolu local government is peaceful and election is going on fine.
I can confirm for you.
We'll be waiting for you to get to Koshofe local government area and get us informed.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. And Dr. Morgan, you were saying something.
So yeah, I was saying that you look government appointment whereby it's your farm. I'm getting to the farm. And you look at government appointment whereby the whole community and the village and your friends will do Thanksgiving service for you because they felt that you have landed a juicy for you to. So that is the polarization we are talking about. Well, so talking about that, your level of competence and capacity reduces because you will already have an interest whereby you have to feel fine. Let me get that, and people will be looking at you. You will be appointed as a coach. I met in this contest chairman for 4 years, 8 years. What did you do? What did you amass? That is the level of where in that double C you can add the corruption level, another C into it on the underlying level. So it depends on how you want to be. Either to be there or not to be there. It's a decision. It's a decision.
Okay. There is a number on the screen. Yeah.
So this is what we are talking about.
All right, thank you, Dr. Morgan. There's a number on the screen because we want to know what is going on in your area. Have you casted your vote? How is the atmosphere outside there? Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, your name, where are you calling from?
My name is Fadi Almabudi.
Could you please reduce the volume on your TV set?
I can hear you.
Okay, you said your name is what and your location?
My name is Fadia Olabode.
Olabode, where are you calling from?
From Barua.
From Barua. How's the atmosphere outside there at Barua?
Yeah, it's calm, it's peaceful. Voters are out to cast their votes. And early this morning, we just noticed the presence of like 2 helicopters moving around the premises. So aside that, voters are out to cast their votes.
All right. Thank you for calling. I hope you have voted too.
I did.
All right. Thank you very much. God bless you for giving us that update. So just in case you're listening to us on radio and then you don't have the number to call, you can either call us on the number displayed on TV, and for radio you can call 08139505261, or better still you can call 09015689681. Those are the numbers to call. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, your name, where are you calling from?
From Ogun State, Agbado.
From Ogun State, Agbado. Yeah. How is the atmosphere outside there?
Please, we are not yet started voting now, please. People are taking annoying going house back. We don't know what is going.
Is INEC, do you have INEC officials at your polling unit already?
They are there, but they are not yet started the voting.
And since they are there, could you just exercise patience a little bit? Maybe they are having technical issues, and just give them, moral support you can give. What's the name? Okay, you should ask them. You should ask them, like Mr. T just said. Ask them what is the problem. Confirmed. Why have they not started voting when they are there?
Okay.
Please do that.
Yeah,
you can give us a call back.
Okay.
That's somewhere at it's 10 minutes after 12.
That's a concerned citizen.
Yes, that's a concern. She confirmed that people are leaving.
Yes, you can answer what we are talking about. When I talk about the logistics, I keep on hanging on that logistics. Because we've been able, prior to this, we gave you another 7 days. You should have been able to plan adjust whatever situation. But when the managers of this process are not really doing what they're supposed to do, this is what you can see a concerned citizen. Now the people are going away. Then tomorrow a result will emanate.
Hello, please reduce the volume on your TV or radio set. Your name, where are you calling from? Good afternoon.
I'm David Wilson. I'm calling from Olowura.
From Olowura. Okay. Could you please confirm that the atmosphere at Olowura is fine?
Yes, sir, it's fine. It's not really fine. Everywhere is just anyhow.
Could you please reduce the volume on your TV radio set, please?
What does she mean by anywhere, anyhow? Everywhere is
okay.
Okay, so what do you mean by anyhow, not really fine? Could you please expatiate more on that?
We haven't started voting since, and the environment is just somehow.
Like how? We should know how somehow. Is it like there's a situation? Are the officials there? Are the officials of INEC?
What do you say?
Are the officials of INEC there already?
There?
Not yet.
Not yet. What's your polling unit? Can you confirm your polling unit at Olowura?
What do you say?
Can you confirm your polling unit at Olowura area?
Yes, sure.
What polling unit is that? Okay, I think you need to confirm your polling unit so that we can quickly say
at 12 o'clock. We're talking about guidelines.
Past 12.
8:30 is the official.
I'm just using the word
guidelines.
We're talking about the guidelines. We talk about that. So what do you expect that segment of electorate in that area to do as at this time? They've never been accredited. They never seen the INEC official. They never seen anybody.
I confirm what the probability that they are coming.
And the people came out early to go and cast their civic responsibility.
Hello, good afternoon.
So how do you explain that situation?
Hello, good afternoon. Could you please speak louder a little bit?
Who are you?
Yes, your name, where you calling from?
What place are you?
Okay, I think there's a situation with
Mr.
that
T,
piece, I don't know.
are we not talking is a problem of thinking or is a problem of implementation?
It is a problem of implementation.
You mean coming late to technology?
But both will be talked about. The problem of thinking is one. Thinking the process. And then implementing the process. What do you want to implement if you do not think? You must think, as you rightly said. I agree with you. Yeah. So what has happened to these few places where up until this is almost a quarter past?
So we got a place in Ogun State. We got a place in Lagos. So it's a general thing.
This is the people who have called. What about those who have not called?
What about those who have no call?
What about those who have not called? In this era of geopassion.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, your name, where you calling from, please?
Oh, Adama.
Sorry? Hello?
He's a joker.
Oh, please, it has to be a serious-minded person.
It's what is. I think I give kudos to those people calling who are worried. Now, people are going back. Do you understand what I'm saying? We already have a situation, and I think INEC has failed. Let us call it the way it is. They have not been able to implement. Sir, we have 724 local governments and other areas. Area of geopassion, area of technology, area of planning, effective and processing.
Hello?
Okay, we have Mofe on the line again. Mofe.
It's so sad.
Hi.
Mofe, we have been getting reports from different places, even outside Lagos, Ogun State, that INEC officials are not even yet around in some particular places. Are you seeing the same difficulties outside where you are?
No, I'm not. Although where I am now, Koshofe polling unit 001, the INEC officials came a little late. But voting has commenced and is going on peacefully. I've spoken with some of the electorates who are here to exercise their franchise, and that was the only thing they complained about, that they got here as early as 8:15, 8:20, some of them, but the INEC guys didn't come until past 9. So that was and then I asked about the beavers and you know, the entire process, and they said it's been smooth. So far in Shomolu and Koshofe, I have not had those sorts of reports, sir.
Okay. So I'd like to ask, from Koshofe local government, are you going to any other place? Because I love the fact that you were able to interview someone at Koshofe local government area the other time. I wouldn't mind if you have more of that effect.
Yes, so we'll do that. I will do that and get back to you. I'm going to another polling unit this time around in Oworu. So when I get there, I will call you and let you know.
Mofe, can you confirm the security composure or comportment at Koshofe local government area where you are at the moment?
It's very secure. It's very secure. Just that voter turnout is a little bit low. I've conducted an interview which I will send to you immediately after this conversation, so that you would hear from the people directly. The voter turnout is a little bit low. There's a lot of football playing going on, and I noticed that in Shomolu as well. Voting age young men are playing football again. Probably because it's the Cuba, and they don't really put much emphasis on the Cuba elections the way they do the presidential. Yes.
Mofe, you do not feel maybe they will still later join the activities maybe after they finish playing their football match?
They have no intention of joining.
They had no. Oh, you asked them?
No, I asked. I stopped to ask.
Mofe, if you meet any of them again, I would like you to have a live interview with them so that we can.
If they will accept, because I was trying to even record off air to even send, and they refused. But I will try in Koshofe. Maybe I'll be luckier in Koshofe. All right then. So let's get going.
Thank you very much, Mofe. Thank you for that beautiful work you're doing.
Like what Mofe just reported to us.
Was exactly what you saw.
That's what I saw early morning. So that's an element of what we call escapism. The guys are so much not really in tune to what is happening. So in order to escape the worries of what, they decide to go and play football. On this day where we're supposed to change a lot of the narrative for the Cuba and those who represent us. For me, critically speaking, is that there's a high level of despondence as related to pre-planning. There's a high level of despondency into the people as prevent the process, the thought process. and there's a super disconnect between the INEC and the electorate, despite all what the assurance they are giving us. And how do you summarize it? Despondency, incapacity, that capacity level of these our 3 C's, they are not able to be met up.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, sorry about the network failure.
You know, what I was going to add to that is that I wonder why it will take us another 4 years to begin to do all these things they're advising.
I want to get that
This
phrase
thing
correctly.
should start the workings towards an effective election monitoring and reporting should start from Sunday. The planning
For the next 4 years. I just got it now. I was trying to process. What is Mr. T saying?
Because we can't hold on for those. We've learned a lot of. We've gone through a lot of potholes in trying to get election
Right.
and all that right. We've wasted a lot. We've paid. I won't say waste. We've paid in a lot of money.
Doesn't mean we're paying incompetence.
So something is wrong somewhere. Today, this is 2023, and logistics were not in place to move people who are going to be officials, who are going to conduct elections from where they were living. Let's assume they couldn't even get a ride. Couldn't the system had worked out logistics, go pick them from their home? This is where we are today.
Mr. T, like you rightly said, you know, it's becoming very, very disheartening at this point in time because, like you said, we're putting a lot of resources into managing our elections since 1999 up to this present thing. So even the present election, these are the calendar fixed period whereby you have a calendar already. You know what you are expected to do in the next 3 or 4 years. So if at this point in time, the people in charge, like INEC, cannot be able to come up with at least a 70% or 60% effectiveness in terms of logistics, it's a total miasma.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. I think we'll have to go on a short break, because we have more conversations coming. Like I said, a lot of football matches, like I rightly said the other time, is going on right now in Lagos, in Osun, in Ogun. There are games everywhere. Just like I said, politics is game, and it's also a game of interest, it's a game of number, and that comes to politics is a game of number, it's a game of interest, it's a game of interest to both the the contestants and the electorate.
Yes.
Like those people who are playing football right now on the road, despite the fact that they call themselves future of tomorrow, and now they are joking with the tomorrow, and you still leave the yesterday's leader to still come and decide what your today and tomorrow. I always get to tell people, I'm not leader of tomorrow, I'm a leader of today. Number one, tomorrow is not promised. You just learn from yesterday. You hope for what you are open for. When you are hoping for something, you should know it's not 100%.
You go for a better tomorrow, but we lament the loss of yesterday.
All right, it's been a beautiful time, beautiful conversation from two analysts on MITV, DSTV 255 for a couple of hours. Of course, we are connected to Star 101.5 FM. I have Dr. Morgan in the studio, and I have Mr. Tokumbo. I know you don't want me to say Mr. He's Chief. But now you have just been promoted from Mr. to a Chief.
The professor.
All right, it's a beautiful moment with them. We are still around in the studio. Numbers will be displayed. My producer can display, a couple of activities that is going on outside there. We'll be back in the studio in a couple of time. My name is Ambassador Robin Emmanuel Oluwafemi. Stay tuned on MITV and of course DSTV 255, Star FM 101.5 FM, and DSTV 869. We'll be right back.
A popular saying in Nigeria goes that at the time a cockerel matures, it begins to crow to tell the world the time of day. This makes a crucial premise for all of us who have come of age, the youths, to lend our voices to a nation set to flip a new page, like the chance to vote and be voted for. whether being a youth, a woman, or a person with disability, and to do this in unity. And to anyone who hasn't been confident enough to exercise these rights, I beg, step out of the dark and come into the light. I mean, your participating in the electoral process is significant, a moment to behold, like that cock crowing in the morning to tell about a difference. No sit down look. Do something that will count today and be in tomorrow's books. The elections are coming. Register for and get your voter's card, your power card. As a citizen, and especially as a young lady or lad, lend your voice, use your voice, talk, say, and tell the world the time of day.
We must stand for Naija. I believe Naija.
I'm wishing on a star to take me where you are. I'm wishing on a dream, no matter how far it seems. Everywhere I go, to see the love and flow, in unity to stand forth, from south up to the north. Only when there's love can there be no cause to fight. Only when we fear God can everything be alright. You're my brother, take my hand, and everything will be alright.
Stand together now, stand for the truth. Without the problem, come from the roots. Pick up yourself now, pick up on the youth. Anybody causing problem now, make them kaput. Stand together now, people no fighting. One love is what we are preaching. Let's upgrade our understanding and stop this nonsense political doubting. Cause potential, demand capacity, let's walk the walking, let's show the world. Say our head, yeah. Let's stand up for something, fight for the right thing, or whatever, moving for the future. Cause I believe in this entity called Naija. I believe.
Peace and unity. One Naija.
One nation, great people. One nation, great people.
We should live like sister and brother. Find a way to love each other. One love, one life, one Naija. If we stand as one Naija, unity will only make us stronger. Don't let them divide us any longer. Cause there are no bad tribes, only bad people. No north and south, good versus evil. Only when there's love can there be no cause to fight. Only when we fear God can everything be alright. Cause at the end of the day, we're one and the same. And everything be alright.
not a nation tearing apart. The sounds of war everywhere. The youngest are crying, no protections. Just molestation leads to frustration. But only you, God, can help our land. Help us, Jesus. Help us. Calling you, calling you, calling you. The nation is calling you. We are calling you, calling you. They promised us security, yeah. Yet we dey sleep with our two eyes open. And Allah say our hospital they well. Yet when they sick, then go to Europe. Eating our local rice, no be bad thing, no be bad thing. But she our leaders, then they follow us chopping. Frustrations everywhere, hunger everywhere, no work, nothing at all. We are calling you, nation is calling you. Father, we are calling you, calling you.
Arise, O Nigeria, let the labor of our heroes past not be in vain. Arise, arise.
A popular saying in Nigeria goes that at the time a cockerel matures, it begins to crow to tell the world the time of day. This makes a crucial premise for all of us who have come of age, the youths, to lend our voices to a nation set to flip a new page, like the chance to vote and be voted for, whether being a youth, a woman, or a person with disability, and to do this in unity. And to anyone who hasn't been confident enough to exercise these rights, I beg, step out of the dark and come into the light. I mean, your participating in the electoral process is significant, a moment to behold, like that cock crowing in the morning to tell about the difference. No sit down look. Do something that will count today and be in tomorrow's books. The elections are coming. Register for and get your voter's card, your power card. As a citizen, and especially as a young lady or lad, lend your voice. Use your voice. Talk, say, and tell the world the time of day.
Welcome back to Election Matters. My name is Tom Adereli. We're going straight to the point. Rio has been doing a good job, and sometimes I just watch him and I'm like, oh my God, this guy is, he has it going up there. Tokumbo and Dr. Morgan, Mr. T and Dr. Morgan, thank you so much, for being here on this special day,
Thank you.
And we can see, from what some of the reports we got earlier on in the day, they say it's peaceful, but I'm sure they're having their challenges in some areas, and I hope that all these will be resolved pretty soon. We were talking about INEC before the break.
Yeah.
Dr. Morgan.
Yes, for me, I'm yet to have a scorecard for INEC. It's too early for me until we complete the process. Like we were talking about 3-6 earlier. For me, what I think is that the thinking process, like which was collaborated by Mr. T, Chief T, that's his name.
He's
the partner.
But we said it earlier on that you'll get a title today, didn't we? We said that on the Bumper Breakfast show, and that exactly that's how happened. You gave him birth.
So you discovered that the capacity they had, they are not being able to utilize it effectively. They give us what we expect. Imagine some areas up to this moment, about 12, 11, the INEC officials are not there, and the electors have started going home. That what does it tell you? It put a lot of despondency into the process, and it makes us to look as if we are not prepared for this election, whereas it took us how many years since 2019, over 317 billion went in for this process officially as a budgeted thing. So for me, INEC have not been able to get it right. Logistically, they are not been able to get it right administratively, and they are not been able to get it right technically, and they are not been able to get it right in communication, because they are not doing effective communication. If there was an effective communication, I am telling you, 774 local government, everybody should have it at the back of their mind. The euphoria of the election prior to February 25th was masterminded by the high volume of the Bluetooth or the tech level. I think that is what happened. The INEC have to do a lower communication for change.
Well, what do you think? I kind of agree with Dr. Morgan. You know, communication is really key.
We talked about that. Okay. And yeah, you're right. Very key.
So much money gone down. There's a lot of money gone down in this. So right now we shouldn't be having all these hitches. We shouldn't be having any complaints at all. You know. Well, let's hope that we get these things resolved. It's a pity that electorates have to come to their polling units and go back home without achieving the purpose of the day. That's disenfranchising them.
Yes, by force.
By force. Yes,
not
by
on
force.
their will.
Yes, by force. But it is possible that they will still meet up, don't you think? Because this kind of thing really has happened in the past. It's not as if it's strange. It's not out of the ordinary. What do you think?
It is not out of the ordinary, but it's enough to still...
It's not right.
It's enough to still water down the impact of INEC.
Correct, I agree.
Especially this time where everybody is very impatient. You have a large chunk of the voters, from population, from the younger ones. You know, we had younger voters also in those days.
Yes.
But this number is high.
It's unprecedented.
They are making a chunk, almost like a quarter of population.
Yes.
30%.
Yes. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. And we have to be careful. My worry, just before the break, Doc, you remember, my worry was, I think we should start working right now for the next
Precisely, the preparation should start now.
We don't have to wait.
Yes.
Because it shows that when we wait, we don't get things up. What my friend was saying, are you sure? I think when you start...
That's what I was going to say to you as well.
The time,
when you get to that bridge, when you get to the bridge and you want to cross it, that is when you can start to, to judge. Because, I mean, INEC was supposed to have prepared. They were supposed to have prepared ahead of time, and they did prepare. So now you start to wonder, why are these hitches coming? Why are we where we are now? When all of this was supposed to have been sorted, so much money went to it. They explained to us. They said exactly what they were doing. The technology and how it was going to ease the process. So we shouldn't be where we are now. So even if we had planned this 10 years ago and we get to this bridge and we still can't cross it, then there is an issue.
Yes, I think Don and Chief T, let's look at it in that way. We talk about arrow 1 plus arrow 2 gives you arrow 3. Resource 1, good for the resource 2, give you result 3. But what INEC succeeded in doing, not even if you plan 20 years from today, the arrow 2, which are the people implementing it, they have the resources, they're giving the money, giving all the support. The arrow 2, we are the people therein. It's the people that implement the transformation and changes. The result we are going to have is going to be negative because we have to change the mindset, the mentality of the people therein, and how are they handling this And government business is nobody's business.
Yeah.
And government business is just an avenue for me to be a grander in my area, or to be a very big. So that mentality, that is where the circle is. The circle is in Aruti. The people we have there in INEC. INEC is made up of who and who. INEC, the box stop at the leadership. So even if you planned 10 years ago, this election we had was not planned yesterday.
It was
since then that the institution had been in existence, and a lot of resources have been going, salary and other ancillary things have been going. Then why are we not having? Why are we having this total shamble?
Yeah.
That situation keep on asking.
Remember we discussed in the morning. We got reports that INEC had shifted the polling booth outside the VGC gate. Yeah. So I made further inquiries and said they set up illegal polling units outside VGC gates. Nobody wants to vote. They say it's illegal. And they say the foreign observers have just left, and they had reported to them in great detail exactly what's going on. 10 polling units have been disenfranchised, and they say a lot of estates in Etiosa area, have been disenfranchised too because of INEC's decision, to move the polling units. But
so it was the polling units were not used at all.
They were not used. Okay. So the Residents Association of VGC now sent a briefing to its members and said a brief happening on the events. I said below are the highlights. The INEC return officer for Etiosa met with the VGC management, Exco and Security Committee and complained about 1, harassment of their staff, and 2, late voting which occurred during the presidential elections. So this is INEC's own part of the story. And based on these experiences, INEC decided to move the polling units outside. VGC Exco thus requested for an official letter detailing this charge to be shared with VGC residents. However, INEC could not provide this. The Exco was requested to provide the following, and which were done. 1, the generic code for ease of access for INEC officials, and that was sent. And they were also asked to provide floor, and that also was done. The Exco ensured all requests from INEC were met. At the moment, it is alleged that Exco is writing an undertaking to commit that there will be no harassment of the INEC officials. And they're still hoping and keeping their fingers crossed that this will be resolved very shortly. So that's the situation on the VGC incident. Well,
you know what I was thinking of? You are going through that report.
Yes.
There was stress all over you. Let me finish. The person who wrote that, putting it together, stress putting it together.
Yeah.
The electorate that have been so disenfranchised, stress around. No, it's just stress every time.
Everywhere.
Every time. Why election stress? Why do we always go through stress?
Why can't we just do it with ease?
It's just easy.
You and I know that in other climes, you don't need a public holiday to plan election. You walk here, you do your stuff, and you walk away.
And walk away.
It happened in France. I live in Marseille. So I know what it takes. Then why is it that our own is just different?
And if, in this day and age, really, must it be physical?
Be like
must
that.
we actually go to the polling units
didn't you
physically?
hear that?
Yeah, I'm just saying. We should have advanced.
No, they are even,
way past that.
They support their arguments easily by telling you they cannot trust the system.
I know. But
So
one
they
day,
brought the BVAS.
But someday
But the BVAS is not using the system.
But we were meant to understand the BVAS was the game changer.
Yeah, it was a game changer.
It was.
And it has never changed any game.
Well, at this point, at this point,
so
do you see a free and fair election?
I don't know why I grew up
hearing that word.
That
Combination.
It's not thought through it. No, you must have been a journalist.
That combination, free and fair.
Well, let's look
anyone.
at the word free and fair.
Yeah, free.
In the context of free.
Yes, free. Independence.
Independence.
It's your right to.
Free, you voluntarily move out.
There's nobody's
nobody's intimidating
nobody's influencing your decisions.
Influencing you. You are not being induced. Do you understand? And that is you as a person going. Then the fairness comes into the processing place, which you need to understand.
It is
so
the process.
The issue of that processing, how fair is it? Fair is a very relative term in this context we are looking at. But now, putting the two together, we say we are looking for a free and fair election, not selection, election. But now, for me, looking at that process, like already what we have read here, and the feelers we are getting back from the people. Some people were in charge to organize this election for us 4 years ago. So, how was that fair process put into place?
What did we learn from it?
What did we learn from it?
Have we learned anything? We never learned anything. We are only being reactive. And at the end of the day, we say, God will take care. And we go back again. In the next 2027, we still come back to the same mantra again and start telling us that this is what's going to happen.
Now, you know, we're supposed to have balanced reports. So INEC has said these were the challenges they were facing, okay? And we have read those challenges. And their state is saying they asked for certain requirements to be met. And those requirements have been met. So why would they decide to move the polling unit outside? Why was this not resolved before that decision was taken?
Okay.
What do you think they were thinking?
You know what? Yeah. What I was actually thinking, I'm more concerned about what I was thinking.
It's what you are
because
thinking.
I'm having a
trying to process it.
I'm having a splinter now. Is that why would INEC suddenly change polling units
on their own?
On their own at that crucial time. You know, I mentioned something about removing the goalpost from the middle of the game.
You actually did.
They started playing the match, and referee stops. The goalpost is no longer there; it's now here, and they had played
halfway through the match.
Yeah, half time ago. My concern is that I'm not so in support of INEC, but I query that. Who gave that directive? Do you know it's very possible that nobody from INEC gave that directive?
It's possible, but an INEC official took that decision. So it's INEC anyway. It's on INEC. Can the director put the phone number on the screen, please, so that we can get calls as well while we're having this discussion?
In another thought of, we are taking about the topic. Let's look, when we are balancing what we are trying to look at it. Is it possible that there was a threat to INEC and the officials and the materials?
Security
issue.
Okay. So we have a caller on the line. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Welcome to Election Matters. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Cordelia.
Pardon?
Cordelia also.
Okay.
Cordelia also.
Cordelia.
I'm coming from the Yano School. I'm in the Yano School.
Where is Yano School?
Yano School, K2.
Oh, it's in K2. Okay.
Our phone 105.
Okay, so tell us what's happening in your area. How is it going?
I went this morning. So when I went here, I was on the line. When you reach one young man just came. One young man just slapped to say, go ask from this place, it's not your friend. And the young man was very easy. His voting card. Before you know it, he gave him a slap. He gave and put that one away. So when he reached my own son, I entered, they snapped me. Then I was about to go enter the Soviet school. They calculated the polling, the voting papers. I entered there, one man stood inside the voting booth. They asked me to vote. I was supposed to vote. He said I must vote for the APC. So he forced me. I said, it's not by force now. He said it's by force too. So I couldn't vote too because the exam was too much. The meeting was too much. So I left. I did not vote. So they surround that place with violence. If you don't vote for APC, you are just in trouble. So most of us, we ran away.
So you said Yano School in Ketu. I hope the appropriate authorities are listening.
Apostolic Grammar School Church.
Okay.
That place, they are not allowing anybody that is not voting for APC to vote.
Do you have any security officers there?
No. Before I went there, they have broke away. The army had thought them when they were traveling away. So I went there. So I didn't know what was going on. They did not allow anybody that is not voting for APC.
Thank you very much.
I couldn't vote too. So the man when I said so we were not going to vote, I supposed to vote. So that my political he voted by himself and decided to vote to vote.
Wow. Thank you very much for this.
It was so serious. There's nothing like voting for another party here. They are voting for it themselves.
Thank you very much. This is quite unfortunate, and I hope the necessary authorities are listening.
That's a security issue.
Yes, it's a security issue, and I hope these people will be rescued in time. And I don't know why this kind of thing should be happening. It's very unfortunate. Let's take another call. Hello, good morning. We lost that one. Mr. T, this is unfortunate.
It is. You know, when you were talking about having a free and fair election, I was going to say to you, we have not even concluded today. You know, anticipating that things will come up.
Yeah, because we were talking about peaceful.
No,
and
I
now
agree. I'm only telling you why I kept short then was because I said, I'll say to Mama, isn't it too
early to assume?
Because anything could come up. Now things are coming up.
Yes. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Election Matters. Yes. What's your name? Joshua. Joseph from Ikorodu. Good morning. Welcome to the program. How's it going at your end in Ikorodu?
Everything is going on peacefully.
Peacefully. You don't have anybody forcing you to vote for who you don't want to vote for?
Nobody. Everywhere is peaceful in Ikorodu.
It's peaceful. Okay.
It's peaceful.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that information. Okay. So free and fair. We're not getting it as free and fair as we expect, Doc.
We have it free.
We have it.
We don't even have it free. If we want to use the word free, we're not having it free. Okay. Is it fair?
Free in the sense that
so.
People are moving freely to intimidate people. That is an act of talking.
Everybody is free.
So the issue of free and fair become very contextual. It's so sad that the lady there had been ambushed. She was ambushed. She was
even slapped.
And
there was a man who was slapped before her was slapped. But her picture was taken, and she wasn't allowed to vote. Her paper, someone else, took it and filled it and printed
on her behalf.
On her behalf.
So that tells you what the third element. That tells you that we keep on talking about the same arrow tool we are talking about.
Yes.
It's a total calamity.
Yes.
It's so sad that at this point in time, we are still having that type of component in our electionary process. It's giving us a lot of worries, and it's telling us that we are yet to be ready. It's not yet to be.
It doesn't even speak well of these parties.
It doesn't speak well.
It doesn't speak well, honestly.
And the rest,
it doesn't at all. Hello.
Hello,
good morning. We lost it. I think the network is actually very bad today.
The whole system is in the topsy-turvy situation. Yeah. And we have to do something about it, because it doesn't seem we are getting this right as well. It doesn't look as if we are getting this one right as well. Yeah, for me.
Hello? Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. What my son?
Oh, good morning, sir. How are you?
Very fine.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ketu.
From Ketu. Okay, let's hear your report. What's your word?
I couldn't remember that it's Kazim.
Okay, but what's happening at your polling unit?
It's peaceful, but people didn't come out to vote. There are just few
people, but in the neighboring state, Uriola, we heard that they are fighting non-indigenous because we non-indigenous always come out and vote for our parties of choice. But I think things are shaping in Nigeria. If you cannot allow Igbos to vote, I remember one book I read that out of people have said, if we cannot live as a nation, we perish like fools. If you cannot allow Igbos to vote, decide their choice in Nigeria, things like it's heading somewhere. That is what I mean. If you reach Ketu is popular and likely every time they like to vote, nobody is voting for Ketu. For that consultant, Ketu area of Kazim, you can, any vote that can reach 300 is live, is legal, nobody come out. We have about 4 polling booths at Kazim, near state, but you can't know that people, they are voting. You will just come out and say, I made people there, that you cannot see people voting there.
Thank you.
What happened on 25th.
Thank you very much for that piece of information. I think it's vital. And well, another K2 report. Yes, voter apathy.
Yes.
Yeah, look, you said it earlier.
Yes.
Yeah. It's what we are experiencing now because you can see the intimidation.
It's. I mean,
the high level of thuggery, tribal and ethnic coloration.
And that shouldn't happen.
And that shouldn't be. That is the height
shouldn't
of it.
happen.
Then every person is talking about safety. There is still another day today. So if I don't vote today, that is what is going back to the mind of some of the electorates. So let them do their own thing. You know, in quote, I'm quoting, I'm just reading the mind.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the truth. A lot of people have said, and some people didn't want to come out for this election because, I mean, it's not going to change anything. You know, they already know who they want to put there. That's what people say. And I say, why do you talk like this? They say, we're not talking like this because we want to talk like this, but because this is what we have experienced. And honestly, experience is always the best teacher. But having said that, I was very hopeful in this, you know, in this process. I was hoping that, you know, it's going to be a different one and an opportunity for us to write our name in the sand of time, that Nigeria had this one election that was free and fair.
You see, like you rightly said, just an opportunity. But if you see all the reports.
Oh, we missed it, obviously.
In one of the reports, they say even the observers left.
Yeah, the observers left.
The observers left.
And from what we even heard this morning, the observers in Etiosa, they left. Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Linus. I'm calling from Korea.
From where? Ogba?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, so you want to tell us what's going on there?
Generally, I just want to talk about this election of people in Nigeria. It is high time we get this thing right now. Even after what happened in the presidential election, still, INEC told me that this government election is going to be fair and fair, and they are going to beef up security to make sure that nobody is being disenfranchised. Then what is happening today? No, stop getting to us now. In Sudan, they are not uploading. In VTC, they ask them to come out to the entrance to vote, leaving their voting unit in the VTC. So I don't know when are we going to get this thing correct?
Well, these are some of the things we are discussing on the program. We're discussing, we're hearing from you because we want to know where we missed it and how we can get it right. Hopefully, you know, sometime, we're not talking about now because this discussion is for the future, you know, but how can we prevent this kind of thing in the future? We don't want the same set of people each time with the same mindset. It's the mindset, is where they're coming from. It's like a child who you see on the streets, the first thing you want to look at is the background. Where is the child coming from? You know, you cannot give what you don't have, Mr. T. You cannot, if you ask me to give you an iPhone, I have a Samsung. That's all I can give. That's the very best I can give you. I can give you a Samsung, but I can't give you an iPhone. So I think we need to change the mindset of people. We need to do a lot of, enlightenment campaigns, you know, and all sorts of things to just be able to get it right, not for the now, but for the future. We'll take this phone call and then we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. How are you? What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Samuel, calling from Ikorodu.
Ikorodu. Okay, let's hear from Ikorodu again. What's going on there?
Hello. Ikorodu, Kibuku area. The phone, again, the boat here is going on. But people are intimidating some people not to vote if they cannot vote for their own party. So, in fact, even myself too, I have cast my vote, but they just picked me out and told me that if I cannot vote for the party, I should go out of the line. But some people came to my rescue, and another girl came again. They met the girl again too. They also collected her phone because they said that she was videoing what we are doing. So they don't allow non-indigenous to vote. And
what do you mean non? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. I was just, I mean, some sort of frustration setting in now. No? What do you mean non-indigenous? Are they non-Nigerians? I don't understand. What do you mean non-indigenous?
What was the guidelines of INEC? What was the electoral act?
I don't get it.
I think that was what I keep on saying. That for me, I keep on scoring INEC. I'm yet to even totally score them, because I don't think I've scored them with them. Because we have, in each offices, we have INEC office representative for the state of the federation. And we have INEC liaison officers in 724 local government of these countries. We have INEC officials in other development agencies and whatever. And if properly, there's that coordination with the security forces. If there's a proper coordination with the people, proper communication, what we're experiencing today, we wouldn't have been having it. Those people intimidating people and telling me that non-indigenous, how do you define? It's electoral, this is an indigenization electoral process we are talking about. How do you define an indigenous? This is the problem we are having. We have non-Nigerians in diaspora who are representing other countries in different parliaments. But they have been living there for some, they have their citizenship. Talk less of somebody who was born in Nigeria and residing in Nigeria. We are talking of non-indigenous. I think this is the most appalling part.
I think this is really the height of it. It's the height of it.
This is bad.
Total. I don't know how to describe this.
Where are the security guys?
This is the question we keep on asking.
We need to.
Prior to the election, they told us that all the security apparatus.
And we saw them dispatching them this morning. Did we see them dispatching them this morning?
This intimidation we are having with
and then the impression
people on because they want to vote, it's not the best.
And there will be.
It doesn't translate good for us in this country.
And of course, there will be the impression that there's a collaboration between the security and the INEC official.
Why would you think like
of
that?
course, any sane thinking person would go that route. Unfortunately, and we should always remember that whatever it is that we're doing today, our children and generations to come will follow.
The future leaders.
The future leaders will follow. So what kind of future leaders do we expect to produce? They are watching us. If we think they're not watching, we are just fooling ourselves. They're watching us. So we need to do it. We know you know what, Mr. T, the part that hurts me the most is we all know the right thing to do.
Well, we always do.
We all know the right thing to do, but why don't we the most simple thing is to know the right thing and do it.
Let me share a story to the right thing to talk about. In Dakar, Senegal, that was 2019, prior to COVID. I was talking with the guy is Senegalese. I was telling him, look, I don't know what is happening to Africa. He said, no. He said, Morgan, don't talk about Africa. Talk about your country. I said, well, Nigeria. He said, yes. I said, how? He said, in this world, we have the right way of doing things. You have the wrong way of doing things. Then I was told that in Nigeria you have your own way of doing things. I said, what do you mean by that? I said, yeah, which is neither right nor wrong. I think that is the translation of the situation we find ourselves here. We've been able to see where you don't reprimand. You'll be going to see where the personalities are stronger than the institutions. So that is why the sanction levels are very down the air. And that is also affecting to our political system, whereby you are seeing politics as a do or die affair.
Yes.
It has been polarized into the fabric because of the stomach level of what people need to get. And we forget to understand that these same people, after being that talk, after being that, when he gets to the podium, he's going to use his family. We are not coming there to the podium. This is how the voting enlightenment, this is where a lot of communication has to be done from the various forces, even down from the security forces. Because if we have a proper plan, map up electoral process in the various polling, what we are having here, there's no perfect system anywhere in the world. But it shouldn't have been, it could have been a pocket site, but not where it become a blanket stuff. This is where it becomes very worrisome for everybody to look at it. It's so sad at this point.
It is sad.
It's sad.
I
It's so
thought
disheartening.
I had hope. I must confess.
Why must people having hope?
I came into the airport because this is a very sad commentary.
It is.
Very, very sad commentary. And here, we're not even turning things over. Our reporters are in the field. They're also reporting what they have seen.
Yeah. Oh,
They're reporting what they have seen.
Yeah.
And maybe we cannot say we are not right for democracy.
You see,
we can't say we. I mean, we are right for democracy, more than right.
Override.
Yes,
Right.
we haven't we been running democracy
But this is the result.
since 1999.
Yeah, this is the
but you know
result. That
how
is
effective
critical.
really the word democracy, have we looked at it in its entirety and practiced it? Have we done that? It's
Well,
quite a shame. It's quite discouraging for me.
yes.
I had a lot of hope, like I said, and I'm serious. I had so much hope in this election. I'm so disappointed that why would you stop? Why would you say non-indigens? Why would you say that?
Why would you do that?
Are
Why would you allow thugs? Why would you allow thugs?
Are they not Nigerians?
The Togri, that is the Togri aspect I'm talking about.
This is not a combination of two countries, so
It's
where
not.
we say
It's
they are
not.
non-indigens.
No.
It is just we.
People are intermarrying. People have relations. In the same family, you have a Muslim, you have a Christian.
Yes.
Somebody's cousin from the Igbo land. Somebody's cousin from the Middle Belt. Somebody nephew somewhere. So why are we not talking about that this is an indigenous? This is the saddest part of it.
That's very sad.
Like you rightly said, we have been practicing democracy.
We keep saying the Igbos, they clamor for their Biafra thing and whatever. And then we say this is one Nigeria. We are one and the same people. So why is it that at some point where we're saying we're not one Nigeria because they are not indigenous? Indigenous of where, please? I still don't understand it. I think we should go back to the drawing board and get it right. No matter what, everybody should have a right to vote once you have reached the franchise age. We shouldn't be disenfranchised.
Yes, the guideline did not state that you should go to your state of origin to vote. The guideline say where you reside.
Yes, where you reside.
And you have your
Perhaps that may be the solution, Mr. T. What do you think?
I think
perhaps that may be the solution. Go to your home state to vote.
No, this is even a critical mark.
Because this is not funny.
For INEC, I wish we could get somebody to talk.
From INEC, yes.
This is a critical mark for INEC. Yeah. At this point, somebody's got to say something. At this point, somebody has to say something.
Yes. Let's take this call. I wonder who. Hello?
Yeah, please, sorry, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, it's me again, Linus from Oba.
Okay, Linus.
Yeah, do you know that in my own polling unit 025, 06, and 016, what they are doing there, they are out there with the rice and the mineral. They are out there collecting people's numbers and account number to transfer 2,000 naira for them to vote for APC, and nobody is saying anything. It's in fact, it's a worrisome. It's worrisome.
Can
minerals, rice. Is that not good buying?
Linus, can this be verified? Linus, can this?
We are forcing somebody on the Nigerian people.
Linus, can you send us video or pictures or something, to show us that
can it be verified?
Yes, can it be verified? Can we have some proof that this is what is going on.
Will I send it to that very particular number?
Yes, please. Can you send it to this number?
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Thank you, Linus.
You're welcome.
I can read the mood.
You can feel, you can feel
anger,
yes.
frustration.
Yes.
And
we are talking
everything.
of a new Nigeria. We are talking of branding this country. We are taking moving forward.
We're talking of rebranding.
Rebranding this country. We are talking about the uniqueness of this country. Over 200 million people. Strong capacity, really minded people.
Yes.
So why are you not getting it right? For me, the institutions has failed. INEC has totally failed. Failing in the sense that they are not been able, all after the establishment, they are not been able to give us at least a 60% or 70% credible election, despite the planning process they have taken. Despite 4 years, 300 and something billion was invested into this process, and what is the result now? This is very sad because the mentality is different, and we are going back to the abyss.
Well, I seem to like what Doctor said. So what Doctor is saying is that we're not even expecting 100%.
No,
we're not expecting 100%. We're saying that, but let it be credible enough that we can say, sure, we can talk like 70%. If let it be that credible. But as it is now, we don't even know. Doctor says he doesn't even know where to rate them. That he can't even finish rating them. If he has to rate them, he'll give them a 10%.
Let's look at issues around INEC and the peopling of INEC. Peopling of INEC, the people who work with INEC. And people I think we have a people problem. We have institutional problem.
That's what I said.
Strong.
Yes.
But we have a people problem as well. It has to be looked into. It has to be looked into. Well, almost 70% of the calls we've had so far is not looking good. They're not satisfied. They expect something to happen. Look at this. This is coming from, this picture is coming from...
Okay, so this is our governor at his polling unit. Okay. Casting his vote at the moment.
He's done this.
No, he's casting his vote. Okay, so Lagos State Governor Sanwo-Olu is casting his vote at his polling unit. And you can see what's going on. There's a large crowd there with him. And, at some point, I know he addressed the people from his polling unit. Okay, so he shows us, there goes his... okay, so that's it. Our Lagos State Governor has voted. The Gubernatorial and House of Assembly, we're hoping for the best. Well, I really wish this